Citizens speak out. Demand for change continues across the globe, with peaceful protest movements inspiring others to also speak up for better living conditions and greater participation in government, including those in Armenia, Bahrain, Burkina Faso, Lebanon, Libya, Nepal, Palestine, Saudi Arabia, Syria, and Yemen.
Tea workers in Nepal agreed to return to work for the first time since April 17th after the government and worker representatives, as well as tea plantation owners, agreed to establish a task force to address their concerns, including social security.
Both the United Nations and Palestinian leaders welcomed the reunification agreement Wednesday, April 27th, between the Fatah and Hamas parties, while President Mahmoud Abbas announced the Palestinian Liberation Organization would continue overseeing peace negotiations with Israel.
Public transportation workers in Lebanon protested on Thursday for the second day in a row over rising fuel prices, with drivers stopping work in Beirut, Mansouriya, Chittora, and the country's south.
As the Chilean government prepares to sell its remaining shares in the water system, various citizens groups protest the move, citing concerns over rising tariffs, decreases in water without compensation, and the unaccounted actions of certain entrepreneurs involved in construction.
Press TV reports that on Thursday, Saudi officials had detained an additional 30 activists who have attempted to protest for government reforms, bringing the total number who remain in custody since the unrest began to 140.
In Iraq, Minister of National Reconciliation Amir al-Khuzai announces that in response to the government's national reconciliation efforts with armed groups across society, 9 militia factions have agreed to disarm and join the political process.
A senior Turkish government delegation met with Syrian President Bashar al-Assad on Thursday to discuss reforms needed to end the unrest in the country. Meanwhile, Syrian families have been fleeing to Lebanon and Jordan to escape the government's violent crackdown on peaceful protesters that has left around 500 people dead. On Friday, thousands of protesters marched despite warnings by the Interior Ministry not to hold demonstrations as they gathered in cities such as Aleppo, Qamishli, Latakia, Homs, Deir al-Zor, and the southern city of Daraa, and continued to call for government change. As we mourn the loss of precious lives, we pray for a halting to conflicts in all nations and that people everywhere may join in deciding to live side by side in safety, dignity, freedom, and peace.
In sorrowful response to these unfortunate world events, Supreme Master Ching Hai lovingly reminds, "If the road is wrong, the more we walk on it, the more we go wrong. Any leaders who committed harm to others should stop at once, sincerely repent to God, and act to redeem their mistaken deeds. Then they will be pardoned. Even if humans can't forgive, heaven will."